Have you ever noticed that some people are able to accomplish a lot more? There'll be people around you who you just can't believe their output, right? What they're able to create, what they're able to publish, what they're able to put out into the world. And you're kind of scratching your head wondering, like, how is this even possible, right? I'm so busy. How are they able to do all this? What's interesting is that you'll often find that even very busy people are still able to accomplish a lot more than others. Though you'll often hear the excuse or the belief that I'm busy with my kids, I'm busy with work, I'm busy with elderly parents, I'm busy with fill in the blanks, and all that can be true, okay? But what I've observed is that even people who are very busy with all those things, if they have the right approach, they're able to get a lot more done than the average person. And in some cases, they can get more done in a week or so than somebody else can in a whole month. So let's talk about today what you can do to increase your productivity exponentially and, more importantly, increase your effectiveness. Just doing more, but doing more of the wrong things will actually not help you to grow your business. So it's not just about how busy you are. It's not just about how productive you are. It's about how much are you getting done? How much progress are you making on the things that are truly critical and important to you as a person and to your business. So to start off, you want to make sure that you have a plan. You need to have a vision of success, right? What do you actually want to achieve? Because if you don't have that, if you're right now watching this video, listening to this, and you're just kind of spinning your wheels, you're just doing a whole bunch of stuff, but you're not really clear, like you're not crystal clear on what you're working towards, you almost certainly are going to be spending a lot more time doing a lot more things than you need to be doing. This is one of the things that we help our clients with in the Clarity Coaching Program. Like, one of the first things that we look at is, what is your plan? What do you actually want to achieve, right? Let's go over your vision of success. Because once we get very clear, and once you are very clear on what you want to achieve, then it's a process of reverse engineering that and looking at, well, what's the most efficient and effective way possible for you to reach that goal? And maybe in some cases, there's, the goal could be bigger than you even imagine, and you're holding yourself back with a limiting belief. Or maybe you don't need to spend as much time doing a lot of different things that you thought you need to do because there's a more direct and streamlined path that you can take. So make sure that you have a vision of success, meaning what you actually want to achieve. And then you need to have a plan that aligns with that. I'm going to get into these, and I'll just say that if at any time throughout this video, you feel like, I'd like to get some help with building a plan, going through my vision of success and exploring how do I actually achieve my goals in a more efficient and effective way without a lot of waste, without spinning my wheels, just click on the link below this video or go to consultingsuccess.com, click on coaching and schedule a time to chat. And we'll be happy to talk through with you about your vision of success, to look at your plan if you have one, or if not, talk about what it looks like to build one, and then what you need to do to get there. All right, let's dive into it. How can you get a lot more done of the right things? Let's just, again, assume that you have a clear vision of success and that you have an initial plan to get there. The first thing that you want to then do is you want to take an activity inventory. And this is to look at your calendar. This is to look at your email, generally your sent box, and also to do some time tracking. The goal of this is to help you to identify, where are you spending your time right now? You can often be surprised of how inefficient and therefore ineffective you might be with your current time management. If you have a lot of tabs open and you're clicking between tabs, right? If you are finding that you're opening up a website and going, kind of down a whole rabbit hole, that might not be a good use of your time. Likely it isn't. But there may also be a whole bunch of other things that you're doing right now that are not conducive to high impact. They're not conducive to you generating great results and real progress in your business. You might be, for example, spending a lot of time right now doing some research, or you might be spending a lot of time formatting a slide deck like a PowerPoint, or maybe you're trying to figure out how to do some kind of modeling or financial, wizardry inside of a spreadsheet. Now, all these things could be high value, but generally, as a consulting business owner, you're probably not the one who should be doing those things. Likewise, you probably shouldn't be creating graphics or playing around with how to change colors or text on your website, right? These are not things that you as an owner of a business should be doing. And it's not because you can't be doing them, and it's not because you're above them. It's simply because they're not the highest value. Now, the reason I said to start with an activity inventory is because you first need to capture, where are you actually spending your time? And now that takes us to the next step, which is to actually look at high value versus low value, right? So where are you spending your time? The goal, and this is kind of a real step, or an important step, I should say, to go from where you currently are in your business to create significantly higher levels of success. And that is to identify all the things that are low value, meaning the things that you are doing that you yourself should not be doing. Now, how do you handle the stuff that pops up? You want to identify what are the things that still need to happen in your business, right? They're critical to the operation or the success of the business. And that might be bookkeeping, accounting, sending invoices, doing graphics for presentations, spreadsheet work, right? All this stuff may be necessary, likely very necessary for your business to function and to operate successfully. But just because it's necessary doesn't mean that you should be doing it. So in that case, you'd want to delegate those things. You'd want to find a contractor, a freelancer, a part-time or a full-time person that can take all of that stuff off of your plate. And likely it's going to be not one person, but multiple people. Again, they can be a virtual assistant as a starting point, a great thing that you can do. But you want to offload those things because you want to be spending your time on high value stuff. High value might look like business development, right? Reaching out to ideal clients to have conversations, tapping your network, talking to partners about setting up a partner ecosystem or kind of a referral arrangement. It might be speaking, it might be writing articles, writing a book, giving a presentation, right? The list goes on, but that's higher value stuff. That's harder just to replace you with, whereas the other things is much easier to replace because you can get somebody very qualified, very talented, who can do those quote-unquote lower level things that are still necessary for the business, but the cost to hire them is significantly less than the value that you can create. Therefore, if you're doing that stuff yourself all the time, you're actually losing money in your business. You're keeping your business smaller, right? You're holding back its potential because you're spending your time, which you can't create more of, right? We all have 24 hours in a day, so you can't create more of it, but you're spending your time doing low-level tasks, which means that you don't have time to do the high-value work. The other option that you might have to simply identify things that you're spending time on right now that don't actually need to happen. Like maybe you've tried something for a while and it's not working, and you've now decided or you believe that it's actually not critical for your business. Stop it. Just stop it. You don't need to do more things just for the sake of doing them. Productivity does not equal success. I can show you a lot of people who are very, very busy, but they're doing the wrong things and they're not successful. Stop it, right? Give yourself time back. You don't need to just be busy for the sake of being busy. Again, busy does not translate to success. Now, the other kind of category that you might find is that you have a bunch of ideas. You have things that you feel that you could be doing, but they're not critical or they're not time sensitive. So you might have a great idea for something that you should be doing in your business. And one approach is to try and start working towards it a little bit right now. The problem with that is it's not time sensitive, it's not urgent. And so you spending some time on that right now likely means you're not spending time on something else that is more urgent and more valuable. So what you want to do in that situation is put that into what we call the parking lot. And at Consulting Success, we have in our project management system, we have a section called parking lot. And every time that we have quarterly meetings with the team, we will always come up with new ideas and things, we could be doing, but we have to prioritize. And so we end up having a lot of items that are great ideas. They're valid. We need to spend more time thinking through them and really how they apply. So we don't want to just kind of stop them or delete them and remove them, but they're not something that we should be spending time on right now. So you put that into the parking lot and you come back to the parking lot later on. Now, where does that leave us? That leaves us now at the next thing, which is prioritizing ruthlessly, right? This is really an opportunity for you to ask every single day throughout your day and the beginning of the day and the end of the day, am I focusing on the right things? Is the work that I have planned for today, is the work that I have planned for tomorrow, is the thing that I'm doing right now, is this key to the business? What is the goal or the outcome that I desire here? Is this the most direct path that I can take? And if it is, great. But if it isn't, then you need to stop it, you need to delegate it, you need to put it in a parking lot. And so another way to do this is to apply an 80-20 filter, meaning that you think about, is this something that is going to create an 80% outcome, right? Or have an 80% impact. Another way to think about this is, what are the few things that you can be doing right now that are going to have the biggest impact? You might have 5 things on your list. Ask yourself, which is the one that will have the biggest impact, and work on that first. Generally, the most valuable work for your business is going to be the things that you feel most hesitant to do. It'll be the stuff that feels most uncomfortable to do, at least early on. And therefore, it's quote unquote the hardest to do. But that's the stuff that you should start your day with. Get it done first. Even if it's hard, even if it's uncomfortable, if you decide and you know that it's beneficial to you and to your business, it's the highest value thing that you can be doing, start your day with it and get it done, right? Or make significant progress on it before you do something else that is easier. Another way for you to get a lot more done, and I referred to this earlier, but I'll go into a little bit more detail here, and that is to delegate, right? So the more you delegate, the better. And I kind of alluded to this, but I'll go again a little bit deeper. And that is that the reason that most people don't delegate as much as they should is because, well, 2 reasons. One is they typically got into consulting, right? Started their own business because they were tired of managing other people. And so they equate and have a belief that more people means more problems. And that's possible. But if you are good at leadership, or if you work towards becoming a good leader, and if you focus on hiring great people, A players, people that are very competent, people that could add a lot of value, you will actually find that more people does not mean more problems. More people means more growth, it means more opportunity, it means more impact, it means more outcome, right? It means more, lots of good stuff, right? Value creation. So the way to look at, and the way that I look at building a team, and we've gone from just a couple of us, 2 or 3 of us, to a team of 19 or 20, kind of spread out across the world. And that's happened really as a result of what I'm about to share with you, which is viewing the investment in delegation as a cost or an investment. So you either view it as a cost or expense, right? Or you view it as an investment. And in my early days, right, one of my first consulting businesses, I certainly was in the camp of viewing delegation as a cost or an expense, which meant that I was hesitant to invest in it, right? I was hesitant to put money towards something that I felt, why should I put money? I can do this. I can do it faster. I don't need to spend time training somebody. I can keep more of that money in my pocket. Those were all the things I told myself. I also told myself, you know what, I'm going to wait until I land one more client. I'm going to wait until my income gets to this amount per month, right? And then I'll do it. I found all the reasons to try and convince myself not to do it. But the reality is that I was viewing it the wrong way. That when you delegate, if you delegate strategically, and again, we do a lot of this kind of work with our clients. So if you want some help with it, reach out and we can certainly guide you through it. But delegation done the right way is you view delegation as an investment. You think about and recognize that, okay, I can pay somebody $20, $30, $50 an hour, but the value that I can create now by freeing myself up from all those hours that I would be doing that lower level work, right? I can generate $100, $200, $300, $500, $1,000 an hour equivalent, right, by going on and landing a new project, or by landing a speaking engagement where I get paid $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000, right, or landing a $50,000 or $250,000 client. If you're so busy doing all the things that are lower value, you don't have time to do the things that are going to create high value. So when you start to see this, you actually view delegation as an investment, right? The more that you delegate effectively and strategically, the more growth potential you're going to have. Now, the next thing about time and thinking about how to get a lot more done is to make sure, and this all, you'll see this all ties in, but it's to make sure that you also identify as part of your kind of activity inventory. Think about what are the activities, what are the things that give you energy, and what are the things that take away your energy. Because building a successful business is not an overnight thing. It's not a 1 month or 1 week or 6 months or even 1 year thing. Really building a valuable business, and a business that creates great wealth for you and allows you to do amazing things and have an amazing impact, is generally going to be something that you do for many, many years. But if you're filling your calendar, and if you're feeling like you're having energy taken away, you're doing a lot of things that you don't enjoy, you're going to burn out. You're going to not enjoy doing what you're doing, and therefore you're going to find all kinds of reasons not to continue doing it. And that's going to hold you back from creating a lot more success. We had a client recently who came to one of our mastermind events, a live event, spent 3 days together. An amazing group of consultants from all around the world flew in to join. We were in a small kind of group conversation, and she shared that her business is doing very well, but she's just feeling like she's not really enjoying it as much anymore. And I was able to identify very quickly in that conversation and share with her. And I asked that question is, what percentage of the things that you're spending your time on right now give you energy? And what percentage of your time are you spending on things that are taking away your energy? And when she thought about it, she's like, yeah, very quickly, just like light bulb moment for her. I'm spending way too much time on things that actually take away my energy rather than the things that give me energy. So now that can become a conversation of, okay, well, what needs to change, right? What do you need to delegate? What do you need to step into? Imagine what your day's gonna be like when you just spend your time, the vast majority of your time, doing the things you actually enjoy, doing the things that give you energy back. All right, another one here, very, very common, right? Is to remove distractions. And that might be too many email tabs open at one time. That might be going to news sites and reading about politics or some other stuff like that. It might be social media. Maybe you're on a social media platform, whatever platform that is, and you go there initially for one purpose, but you end up spending half an hour, or longer for something that doesn't really add much value. And I'll tell you, this is one of the reasons why at this point, when I'm recording this, I don't use Facebook. Actually, I don't use a lot of social media channels, because I just found that when I went on that platform, and I'm not knocking Facebook, I'm sure lots of great things about it, and people build, big businesses on the back of it. So this is not about Facebook, it's just about me personally. But what I found is I would end up scrolling a whole bunch and kind of wake up almost like 10, 15 minutes later going like, what did I just even consume? Like, I didn't learn anything. I didn't really get anything valuable. And again, I'm not talking about the channel specifically. you could probably see something similar on certain channels, whatever channels for you that is. So select the channel or channels and be very cautious. So I'm not saying don't go on social media. I think there's lots of value that you can get from social media, but just I want you to be aware of where you're spending your time and how much time you're spending, and ask yourself, when I spend time in whatever it is, if you're part of a community, if you're part of a coaching program, you invest in a publication, or you're reading books, or you're watching videos, or you're doing a course, or whatever it is, meeting people, ask yourself, am I getting value from this? And if you're getting value from it, then generally great, right? Do more of it. If you're not getting value from it, then stop doing it or reduce it significantly. Using your phone too much, it can be another distraction. And I know some people that go as far as actually putting their phone in another room, so when they're working, they don't have that distraction. But distractions are one of the things that can actually take you from, getting a really important piece of work done in an hour and extend that to taking 2 days or longer, because there's of so many starting and stopping types of distractions. The next one is really important. This becomes even more critical as you become more established and successful in your business, and that is the importance of saying no. So the more successful that you become, the more opportunities will come your way, which also means kind of by default that there will be more options, more choice, and more noise. When you're early on, you're generally going to say yes to almost everything that comes your way, as long as you feel there's some alignment to it. And that's okay, again, because you're learning, right? You're being flexible, you're getting feedback, you're figuring out what you like and don't like, what you're good at and not good at. Great in the early stages. But as you start to become a bit more established and more successful, you need to become more discerning and actually find yourself saying no to a lot more than of opportunities than you're saying yes. Right? And that's because if you fill your calendar with a lot of just lower than average opportunities or value activities, you're not going to have time for the high value activities. And so what I've observed and what I try and practice more and more these days is saying no to a lot of things so that I can say yes to the right things. And this is not only about making more money, right? This can be you say no to a low value project, or no to an opportunity that maybe pulls you away from your family because you want to spend more time with your family, which is higher value. So just start to think about how often are you saying yes, and how often then do you regret or feel that that was not a good decision. And if that's the case, just be more discerning about what you're saying yes to, and feel comfortable and know that it's okay to say no to certain things if it's not a good fit for you in terms of where you're at in your business. And the final one here that I think is incredibly important and very timely for what's happening in the world right now is for you to leverage AI. If you want to get a lot more done, then use AI as a tool. This does not mean to replace yourself, right? That's not happening right now, and I don't know when it will happen, but you have obviously a whole set of unique experiences, expertise, you have context that AI doesn't have. But what AI can do is to help you with certain things and to accelerate, your work. An example, let's say that you are putting together the outline for an event that you are going to be facilitating. AI can help you with that. You can use prompts to help you to generate an outline for the event, right? Different topics, different examples, different exercises. AI can help you to do that. Let's also imagine that you've done some writing and you want to edit it. Well, AI can help you to edit it. Maybe you're looking for ideas for content you're creating. AI can help you with that. So don't use this to replace yourself. Use it to make yourself better, to make yourself more efficient, more effective, to create more ideas, to refine things. This is where AI can be your superpower. It's something that previously would have taken you half an hour or several hours, now can literally take you a few seconds. That's the power of AI when you approach it the right way. And if you want more examples of how you can use AI in different tools, I've done a video on that recently where you can learn more about some of the most kind of powerful tools or examples of tools that are based on AI that consultants are using today. So we'll link that up in the show notes or somewhere here on this video, or otherwise, but you can check that out. All right, that's how you can get a lot more done in 1 week than most people get done in 1 month. Not all of these are easy. Yes, I know some are simple, but you need to stick with it. You need to really be committed and dedicated. And when you are, you'll start to see that you're able to get a lot more done and to create a lot greater, not only more productive, but actually accomplish a lot more of the right things, therefore making more meaningful progress, growing your business and making greater strides. I wish you the best.